Okay, so we are going to go ahead and get started. So my name is Marisa Calder, and today we're going to be talking about Incarnate Word High School and how you can easily apply in 10 minutes. It may seem complicated, but it's not too hard. It's pretty easy to get started, and we're going to just walk you through everything here on Instagram today. So the first thing to know is that you can apply online on our website. So that's going to be Incarnate Word hs.org. IncarnateWordHS.org. That's our website. So you can head over there to the admissions page and click on International Admissions, and you can go there to get your online application started. And then from there, you can fill out the entire online application. You want to go through all the way to the end where you get to the electronic signature. Once you get to the electronic signature, you can go ahead and hit submit, and that's what's actually going to submit your online application. And then from there, the thing to remember is that we do have some deadlines coming up. So we are open for a spring start. If you're interested in starting in January, we do still have that application open, but it is time to hustle. It is time to get started because we are going to need that application in by November 13th, which is coming up. And that's because we want to make sure you have plenty of time to get your visa, even in these busy times. So that's going to be the deadline for a spring start. However, if you want to start next fall, you have lots of time. We encourage you to go ahead and start looking at the application, sending us your questions, engaging with us. But you've got lots of time. We would recommend you apply no later than the end of next May if you want an August fall 2021 start, to make sure you have plenty of time to get your visa and all of that. So that is going to be the first item that we need, is that online application. Okay, and then the second item that we need is going to be your transcripts. So of course we need to see your grades from your previous years. So if you're transferring in as a high school student, then you are going to need to send in all your previous high school transcripts. So that's going to be 9th, 10th, 11th, any years that you've already previously taken in high school. If you're coming in as a 9th grader, as a freshman, then we're going to need your 7th and 8th grade transcripts from middle school. And please remember that those do need to be in English. Unfortunately, I haven't learned all the world languages yet. I hope to at some point. But in the meantime, we do need to see those transcripts in English. So if you're not able to get them in English from your school, we're going to need to have them translated by a certified translator. So just keep that in mind, because sometimes that can take a little bit of time to get those translated. So you want to make sure to factor that in to your plan. So that is the first item that we need. And then the second item is going to be your letter of recommendation. So this can be from anyone at your school that can write a recommendation for you. So that can be a teacher, an administrator, a principal, a counselor, anyone that you would prefer. And they can either write us a letter in their own words, however they'd like to format that, or they can use our confidential recommendation form. And that will give them kind of some guidance about what information we want. So it's up to them which one they want to use. Again, this does need to be in English. So a lot of students will ask their English teacher to do this recommendation, but it's really up to you. And then we are going to need your passport. So we need to make sure we have your passport on file so that we have all the correct information about you, so that we can send out your immigration documents when the time comes, and make sure we've got all that information accurate. So we do need a copy of your passport, and we just need the page that has your photo, that has your name and your birthday and all that stuff. If you previously have had a US visa, we'd also like to see a copy of that, just to see what you already have, so that we can plan accordingly. But that's all we need on the immigration front for now. And then we need your bank statement. So we need to collect some financial documents from you, because that's part of the visa process. It's actually required by the visa process. So before we can issue your visa documents, we need to get a little financial information. So what we need first is a bank statement. So that is a document you're going to get from your bank that shows how much money you have in an account. So probably it's going to be from your parents' bank. This also needs to be in English. It needs to have a signature or a stamp from the bank official. And so just let us know about what's going to work for you. You can also submit multiple bank account statements if that's a better option for you. Next, we need the financial worksheet. So this is a form that we will send you after you've submitted your application. You'll get an email from us after you submit the application asking for extra documents. So we will send you a copy of this worksheet, and it's basically just a form to show that your parents have seen our tuition, know how much it is, that they're able to pay it. So it's not too scary, just something that your parents are going to need to sign. So that's one more thing. Next, we need an English proficiency test score. So unless your native language is English, we do need to see an English proficiency test score. We prefer the TOEFL or IELTS tests. If you have not taken that, we'll also accept the Pearson test or the Duolingo English test. And in fact, we'll recommend, if you haven't taken anything yet, to take the Duolingo English test, because you can take it safely at home. You don't have to go to a test center during a pandemic, and it'll be a lot easier and a lot shorter and cheaper to take that one. So we do need to see that test score. We do not have a minimum cutoff score. And so the reason for that is that we actually do provide ESL classes. So we think we can help you. We think we can improve your English, but we do want to see where you're at. So we want to know what your level is as you're coming in, so that we can take that into account. Okay. And next, we need your immunization record. So this is really important right now. It's always required. We always need to see it. It's required by Texas state law. But right now during the pandemic, those medical records are very important, so we can make sure that you're going to stay healthy and safe while you're here. So an immunization record is a list, actually, of all of the vaccinations you've ever had in your life, whether you got them as an infant or you got them later on. So that's an important document that we have to have as part of your application at this point, and we'll just make sure that you are in compliance by the time you arrive here for in-person classes. Okay, and then second to last thing, we need you to go online and pay the application fee. So you can do this on our website, or you can do it by wire to our business office, and we're happy to help set that up. The application fee is $100, and you just need to pay it at the end of the application process. So after we've received all the documents, we'll send you an email to let you know to go ahead and get that fee paid. And then the very last thing is to go ahead and schedule your interview. So we do have an admissions interview. Typically it's going to be with me, and it's just a really good chance for us to get to know each other, for you to get to ask questions, for me to learn a little bit about your interests and your academic goals. And that's kind of where we end the application process, because after we get that interview done, I'm going to send all of my notes, all of the information you sent me over to our principal, and she's going to review everything. And then we get to do the really exciting part, which is send you your admissions decision. So I know that's the part that y'all will be very excited about. And so for students that are applying for spring, of course, we will try and get that back to you as soon as we can, so that we can make sure that you have time to get your visa. And in general, we will, of course, help you through that process. And we are so glad that you're interested and that you were able to join us today. If anyone has any questions, they can feel free to put that in the chat now, but otherwise we will go ahead and wrap up here. I hope that was informative, and have a wonderful day.